4, 3, 2, 1.
Cue music.
This is Movies First with Alex First.
Nicole Kidman's star turn in Being the Ricardos is an acting masterclass. Hers is an awe-inspiring, nuanced performance, alongside another seriously good showing from Javier Bardem, and impressive turns from J.K. Simmons and Vivian Vance. The action takes place during a single production week for an episode of America's most popular television program, filmed in front of a live audience, I Love Lucy. At its peak, the show had a weekly viewership of 60 million. The elephant in the room is that Ball's entire future is on the line when she's outed as a card-carrying communist, although the truth is something other than that. The fear is that the story will hit the dailies, and with it, result in public humiliation. Ball is painted as a control freak, a details gal with finely tuned instincts who refuses to compromise on lines or setups that she believes are less than ideal. The business acumen rests in the hands of her husband and co-star Desi Arnaz, a Cuban who fled oppression to make a name for himself as a Latin American band leader. Problem is, for all the love the pair share, Arnaz is spending less and less time at home overnight, and Ball suspects him of infidelity. There's also the issue of healthy competing egos. When Ball falls pregnant, she and Arnaz are intent on getting the fact incorporated into the television program. But one mustn't forget the era in which this is set, the 50s. The word pregnant isn't even said on the box, let alone shown, if you get my drift. Studios and sponsors will not allow it. Beyond that, Ball gets an unlikely chance to move beyond her snappy comic turns in a serious motion picture, the consequence of which is quite unexpected.
You're listening to Movies First. For more, like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
The less you know about Lucille Ball's backstory, I dare say the more you'll appreciate and savour what's on offer here. Aaron Sorkin, who was responsible for the trial of the Chicago 7, has written and directs a highly intelligent and sophisticated script which paints Ball and Arnaz as whip-smart. The film unfolds on 3 levels. Firstly, there are documentary-style interviews with players from back in the day, reflecting on what went down. That is, in fact, how the film opens. Next, we have the cut and thrust of the day-to-day operations inside the I Love Lucy production office, whereby the personal is mixed with power and politics. Add to that the one-on-one interactions between an increasingly paranoid Ball and Arnaz. And finally, the movie intersperses black and white I Love Lucy show sequences as visualizations, which graphically illustrate Ball's impeccable comic timing. The combination is a winner, adding credibility to what we're seeing. Kidman's high-pitched Daffy Ball vocalizations are only there in small measure. Far more prominent is the astute, regular-voiced wife, actor and collaborator. Javier Bardem is perfectly cast as the magnetic Lothario who knows just which strings to pull. J.K. Simmons plays a seasoned veteran and secondary performer on I Love Lucy, a heavy drinker and cynic who enjoys a love-hate relationship with his sensitive secondary co-star, a role filled by Vivian Vance. Both are excellent, in keeping with the quality showings of all the key players. The mercenary nature of the entertainment industry, as well as the vicissitudes of life, get a good going over in Being the Ricardos, which I regard as compulsory viewing. You can stream it on Amazon Prime. It scores an 8.5 out of 10.
You've been listening to Movies First with Alex First.
Available at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favourite podcast player. You can also stream on demand at Bytes.com.
This has been another quality podcast production from Bytes.com.